Myself. My name is Moswane Morelearn. So just to give you a history that you can relate to, I'm the former Ephes Mamkeli learner. I matriculated there in 2010. And I'm with my colleagues here today. But I'm also a University of Witwatersrand graduate. So I completed last year my double major BSc degree in archaeology and geography. And I'm currently doing my second degree, which is honors in geography. So we would like you to follow us, to follow in our footsteps. But I'm not alone. Before I say anything, I'll introduce the people that I'm with today. Then in my team, then Mabilisa will introduce her team also, because we are Youth Movement and FBA. So we are here just to help you get to university and also on how to achieve academic excellence. Are you clear on that one? Yeah. So I'm hoping that you'll be excited as we explain to you what we are here for and tell you of the strategies, the tips and techniques to help you move from high school to tertiary. All right? Mm-hmm. So we have Ramadi
Makheru. I'm doing my third year at WITS. I'm studying accounting sciences.
I'm Sizwe Mabilisa. I graduated last year in geology and geography. As well doing my second year, my second degree, which is honors in geography.
And I'm Phalane. I'm studying pharmacy.
I'm doing 3 years civil engineering at
I'm Dakalo Mulima. I graduated last year as well. BSc double major in United States. I'm doing my second degree in external science honors.
So when Mabilisa comes, she will explain and introduce her team. But I think you can see the variation that we have in here. We don't have the old careers that you might know of. We have the new fascinating careers that we would like you to take as you progress in your life, as you progress with your academic careers, okay? So we have people doing pharmacy, people doing accounting, people doing BSc. So everyone is doing something different. That's what we want to encourage you to do. We've got application forms from University of Johannesburg and University of Witwatersrand. So because it's not all of you here, we're going to leave them with Mama Shala, then she will help you with the allocation of the forms. But we also like to encourage you to apply for financial aid and also for bursaries as soon as you can. Okay, because last year we had some of learners from Ephes not applying for financial aid because they thought that if they just apply for university entrance, then they would just get paid. But that was the issue that we had, and we don't want it to be a repeat. Okay, so make sure that you apply for financial aid and you apply for many institutions, okay? Not only one. You can't say, I'm just going to apply to WITS or UJ or TUT. What if they don't take you? That's the sad reality. There are those who are at home this year because they applied to one institution and they couldn't take them. Okay. So make sure that your scope is large. You apply to many institutions so that if one doesn't take you, you are able to get to the other institution. And another thing is that most of you, maybe if you'd like to do engineering, for example, you just apply for electrical, mechanical, and civil engineering, not knowing that those just all want same number of minimum requirements. So if you don't make it to civil, automatically you will not make it to all the other engineering. So it's important that, for example, certain degrees, they relate. For example, BSc mining engineering is not different from geology. So if you don't make it in mining, you can apply for geology. For example, another one is chemical engineering. If you don't make it in chemical engineering, you can apply for BSc chemistry. So you have to know like which degrees are related, you understand? Then make sure that you don't apply for the same faculty. So you apply for an engineering degree, a course. Let's say, for example, you apply for mining engineering. Make sure you include geology, then maybe take something in BA. So that if your minimum requirements cannot get you into engineering, maybe they can get you into BSc. If you didn't do very well, then you get to BA or other related degree course. So make sure that you don't limit yourself. Make sure that your options are as many as possible so that you don't end up at home. You don't end up being at home for the rest of the year. Okay? So another important thing that I would like to leave you with today is that even though they might say that they need level 5 at university to get into university, that's not what you should aim for. You should aim very high, you should work very hard, and you should make sure that you make as many sacrifices as possible, most importantly for just this year. Okay. And I'm very happy that you are all listening. So maybe you can take some notes in the meantime as we speak, because there are many young people. We go to as many schools as we can, and we are not the only ones visiting schools. For example, in January we managed to go to at least 20 schools. You understand? And we are starting the journey. We started here at Whiteville. This month until June, July, we will be visiting school. And there are other people doing the same thing that we are doing. So you have to know that the universities take the best of the best. You might meet the minimum requirements, but if you don't have those distinctions and level 6, they will start with those who have distinctions. Then even if you meet the requirements, they don't take you. So I'm encouraging you that you should work as hard as you can to get those high marks, because these are the marks that will get you into these institutions. Okay? And another important point is that if even the same thing is happening for bursaries. When they need someone, they take those who have got high marks first. Even if they say they want level 6 or level 5. If we have distinctions and you don't have, and they want only 5 people, they will take those who have distinctions. Okay? So take note of those things and also share the information that we're sharing with you with your other classmates so that they don't get left behind. Né? And so with the WITS application forms, we have got the application for the entrance at the university, which you put the courses that you want to study. And also there is financial aid. So you will apply for WITS, everything is fine. But for UJ, the financial aid application form is not yet out. So when it's out, we will make sure that we send someone, or one of us will come here and bring it, okay? So that you are able to apply. But you can apply in the meantime for the entrance, then the financial aid form you will use to apply later on. And on the Saturday of the 9th, there is a focus day at the University of Witwatersrand. You can come and you will engage with people. Schools will be coming to the institution, so you can also come and interact with people so that you can know more about what you need to get to the high institutions of learning. And another aspect, okay, that I would like you to do is, I'm sure that you are attending during the weekends, but I'm saying to you, make sacrifices. This is that 1 year of your life that you will always look back and say, I wish I should have done this. I wish I stopped doing this. You know, I attend schools during the days whereby you find that learners are receiving certificates. And it's when I start seeing shame and disappointment in the faces of young people, because they receive the results and they find that they're not going to take them anyway. And that's the sad reality. And that will be already late. So now is the time to really ask yourself where you want to see yourself after 3 years, after 5 years. What change would you like to see in your life and your family? You know, you are the most fortunate, because not many. I didn't have anybody In fact, most of us didn't have people coming in to advise us about careers, about applying. We struggled. It wasn't easy, but anyway, we made it. You understand? So you also have the opportunity to make it count, to make sure that your name is going to be counted as one of those people who had distinctions. I'm just going to mention some few people who made it possible to get distinctions. Tebazo Jemena from Ephes got 6 distinctions. And when we visit schools, she always says that it's possible to get distinctions. So Bantu did the same thing. And she says that there is no different person who is just born to have distinctions. Each and every one of us is capable of doing that. You just have to stop doing certain things like watching TV, WhatsApping forever, joining forever. These are some of the things. Because you might join or want to find that you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend and you are interacting is fine. But what will happen afterwards? You know, that person will leave you and will find us there, or people who are already there and they're wearing blazers. Obviously, that person will forget about you. So I'm asking you, I'm making a humble plea to you that, you know, you are young now, you are guided by your parents, you're still being given things by your parents. I'm asking you to start saving for next year. Life is not all about cabelas, rose models, and those things that you dress up and show up and tell other people that you have things. Those things won't count in life. They're not going to bring you a better future. They're not going to bring you things that you always cherish. We will forget about you. This life is about those who have something like education. Because now to get somewhere, to get a job, you need education. And if you don't have that, it's very tough. We don't want you to be part of those people who are killing our fellow brothers and sisters, saying that they are taking their jobs. Because they didn't prepare their future. They didn't prepare their future when they had the time to do so. Now you have that time to make your life something, to make something out of your life. You know, I can speak forever. I can say a lot of things, but it's all down to you. It's up to you. If it is to be, it's up to you. And if it is to happen, make sure that you make it happen. It's not up to Mamkeli, it's not up to us. We can stand here and speak forever, but if you don't make that choice and say that I want to make my life better, you're still going to be where you were, where you are today next year. So I hope that you're going to find this very useful, and I hope to see some of you next year at UJ, at WITS, at TUT, and or some other institutions of higher learning, because that's where you belong. Okay? Yes. Thank you very much. I would allow Sizwe to share some of his
Samuna.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, guys. Can I see by a show of hands how many of you would like to join a higher learning institution next year? That's where it begins, guys. It begins by a dream. We start by dreaming, and then from dreaming, we start acting on our dream, taking steps towards achieving our dream. What I'm going to say to you is that it is possible. I was a blighted kid, but today I have a degree, and I am yet to get another one. It was all because I had a dream, and I realized that I needed to do something in order to achieve my dream. And I told myself it is possible, because it is possible. You see, it's not, nothing is impossible. The only thing, or the only difference between the possible and the impossible, it lies between the determination. If you get what I'm saying. Yes. If you work hard enough, you cover the gap between the possibility and the impossibility. Even the word impossible itself, if you read it carefully, if you are not rushing anywhere, you are relaxed, sitting down, and read it carefully, it says possible. Because it is possible, okay? So it starts by a dream, and after a dream you have goals, and then you act toward those goals. Now, let's be practical, guys. You are grade 12 right now. Okay, am I not lying? Yeah. So, as grade 12, this is just 1 year, guys. It's up to you. You can make it a count. You can make it count. It's up to you. And it is possible. Allow me to tell you this. As I said, I wasn't the brightest kid. You know, before I got to grade 12, I used to pass by about 30s, occasionally condos. But then when I get to grade 12, that's when I made up my mind. I surprised everyone, in fact. Some people were even complaining, how Sizwe, why is he in grade 12? How come? Yabon. But then when I get to grade 12, I sober up. I realized, because first thing, you need to understand yourself. You need to know the rate. You need to understand yourself. You need to know how much time you need to study. For myself, I take time to understand things. So that means I'll have to prepare for a test longer than anyone else. I understood myself. And once I understood myself that I'm slowly grabbing information, so I need to study. No, I need more time to study. That's what I did. So it's impossible to not work according to the abilities of your friends. Work according to what works for you. What works for you might not work for somebody else, but know what works for you and stick to what works for you. And then, guys, lastly, because I'm not here to preach, I don't want to be sweating talking to you. So, prioritize, guys. This is just 1 year. You need to prioritize. There are some things that you don't need right now. There are some things that you can live without now. You can live without them. For now. As guys, as you pay, they will always be there. So, as Umafule was saying, you need to sacrifice some of the things. As you pay, they will always be there. Next year, you can come and enjoy events. Enjoy events. Enjoy it. We find the balance. But what I'm saying is, you need to prioritize, know what is important, and stick to what is important. It's only a 1 year after all, and it is possible, guys. Any one of you can get good marks. And let me tell you and assure you, good marks will pay for your fees. It doesn't matter what kind of family you're from, but aim for good marks. And then after that, everything else will take care of it. And to emphasize on what Mafule has said, do apply for NSFAS. I finished school and I found myself sitting at home for a year. Not because I didn't apply, I applied, but then I didn't apply for NSFAS. So I sat at home for a whole year. It's not nice. Not nice, guys. So don't be like me. We are here to advise you, don't be like me. Apply and apply yourself in your work. Sacrifice, eliminate the things you don't need. The things you don't need, eliminate them. Just focus, just make it a count. For instance, Amantombazane, you girls, you like TV. TV will always be there. I know, the moment you get back home, what you do? The restless. Okay, guys, so I guess what I'm saying is there are things that you don't need. Try to prioritize, sacrifice. If success doesn't come without the pain. There is a pain in order to gain, you need to take the pain. Some of the things as is hearing over singers fooling over singers simnandi. sometimes these are amanet. It's not nice. I also want to go out and enjoy, but because I know what I want. Because believe me, the decision you take today will affect you in the next coming 10 years. It will affect you either positive or negative. So it's up to you. Whatever decision you take, that decision will come back to bite me or will come back to benefit me. So, no, you are at that stage in your life where your life is transiting from being a learner to being an adult. So, start to think like an adult, start to think about your future. Because believe me, this opportunity will pass. And if you don't use it now, you will look back someday when you are an old lady or an old man, Ushuguti, I wasted my time. Don't sing that song, Uti, in my time. Use your time. All right, guys. As much as it's nice to talk to you, but as I said, I'm not here to preach. I'm going to hand over to my colleague.
As I said, my name is Phalane, and I'm from Etwatwa. And I'm studying pharmacy. Does any of you know what pharmacy is all about? I know. When you get to pharmacies, you see pharmacies standing there, you feel like, no, they're just working as clerks. Well, pharmacy itself is the science of drugs, actually. We are educated drug dealers, of course. So, yeah, I'm a vet student. I'm doing my second year vets medical school. And yeah, what I'm going to say to you now is that it's possible. Because I remember back in 2013, I matriculated in 2013. Back in my early year, I was just this ignorant student. I thought it wasn't possible to get A's and all of that. But it took a mathematics teacher to realize the potential that I had. And believe me, I had lots and lots of potential. So, like for now, what I'm telling you now is you just gotta believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself that you can do it. Now, if you ask me, how do I know that I'm going to pass at the end of the year? When I'm studying, when you're studying very hard, because remember, when you go to sleep, no one assures you that in the next morning you're going to wake up, right? But because you have faith, you believe that tomorrow morning you're going to wake up. And you wake up, as you're here to tell it. Okay. Yeah, it is possible. One of those, okay, I didn't make it to top 15 or top 10 in my province, but still, I was the first person to obtain some A's in my name. So it's simple. I'm not trying to brag about anything. And the people that I school with, my classmates, all of them, some have 9, some have 10, 12. All of them. And some other things guys can do. Like relationships, drinking alcohol and smoking. You don't get you anyway. I had a girlfriend in matric, and she dumped me before I wrote my premium, my mathematics premium, paper 1. It was hard. Not being able to say no. But then, I actually found out that no, it's not worth it. A lot of things can wait, like now, for example. Now, well, I have time for everything now. Just that, I gotta do what's important first. Meaning that I have to get my degree first. If I have it in the back, I'll see other things later. Yeah. There's a saying which says, one who knows not, but he knows not, is a child. So you gotta teach it. Teachers are teaching you the information, the very relevant information that you need to get to universities and to be whatever you want to be. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know Arnold Schwarzenegger, yes. Rush movies, whatever that means. That man said, when you're busy out there partying, having fun, someone out there is working so hard. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So like, it is within you, whether you want to do it or not. No one is forcing you. In the end, it's all about you. So it's, the decision lies within you, whether you want to do the university, whether you want to join this at medical school, or you want to be here. Or what do you want? You want to join here? Yes. Okay, in health sciences you have so many different courses. Courses not just pharmacy, you have medicine, you have nursing. The BSc in nursing, not just an ordinary nursing degree, it's a BSc in nursing. You also have occupational therapy. Yeah. So one of the physiotherapy, you've a lot of courses like that you can actually engage in societies as well. And we have fun, as in party hard as well. Okay. So let's put up president. Yeah. And also, guys, you gotta work in groups. You should work in groups. A lot of things, they become easy. Because you find that you understand something, but then you don't get it the same way as the person sitting next to you. You get what I'm saying? So if you work hard, you share the information. Don't steal top dogs, top dog, when they call you a top dog, they always get your 90s. Mets, 90. Some science, 90. All those things. But you gotta share. You know what I'm saying? Because in my matric, I offered help to my fellow learners. And I helped a lot of learners. Now I'm proud to say that other people made it to other universities because of my input. I'm proud of that. So you gotta share information that you have, right? So yeah, I don't have a lot of things to add on to that. Thank you. Which one?
I'm from Venda, so everything I do right now is everything I just want to say, congratulations guys, you made it to matric. It's not everyone who wanted to be here that is here today. It is because of your hard work, because of your determination, it is because of you preparing for your exam every time you know that you're going to write, right? So, right now, your teachers, your parents have equipped you with all the knowledge, like that guy said. They have equipped you with all the information to succeed. Right now, it is all upon you to decide what you want to do with that information, right? It is what you do with that information that will determine what you will be tomorrow, right? One thing you should understand with this is that your future is not tomorrow. Your future is here today, now. It is in what you decide now. It is in what you think in now. It is in what you believe in now, right? It is not something that you patiently wait for tomorrow. It is not, you don't just sit down patiently wait to get rich or way to get that car or that big house you want, right? It is in what you do today, right? That will determine what you'll be tomorrow. And one thing you should understand, right? With life, it only consists of two things. It consists of a day and a night, right? You guys need to choose when you want to have your day and when you want to have your night, right? You can choose to have your day now. You can choose but what I mean by your day now, it means you playing, you living life, you enjoying, you watching those TV, you doing whatever, like you say, you having those girlfriends, whatever, you're not serious about it. You having your day now, right? But that is only preparing you for your night, right? Because you're not serious. If you're not serious, obviously you have your reward, right? Or you can choose to have your night now and have your day later. By your night, I mean you're serious, you study, you consult with the teachers when you start, you do past papers, you make sure you're ready for every test that you do, right? You make sure you believe in yourself, right? It's only for now. Your day will come, right? One day will come, right? So what I'm trying to say is that it is not about how smart you are. It is about how hard you work, right? How hard you work is what matters, right? Right now I have a degree in one of the most respected courses in the world, not just in South Africa, in the world, right? But it is not because I was getting those top A's or whatever distinction or whatever. If I can tell you my mark, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I bring up one story this last year. I was here last year. My June mark in physics was 26%. I failed. My September mark, I improved 21 to 29%, by 4%. Right? My December mark was just above 30%. And you might think that I'm lying right here, right? But then sometimes you have to realize that you are not meant to get those 30%. You are not meant to fail, right? You are also capable of getting those distinctions that everyone is getting out there. It all lies within you. It all lies in your mind right now. Like what you did right today, right? And then I told myself that I'm not gonna. That's 30% of being 30%. That's not where I want to be. That's not where I'm meant to be, right? I can achieve. I am able to get those good marks that other people are getting, right? I started studying. I started making sure that every day I'm studying. I make sure that before I sleep, I've done my homework, I've prepared, I do past papers. I can tell you I've had a lot of countless sleepless nights. I had a lot of sleepless nights in the military, preparing myself for today. And I'm proud to say that from 26% that I achieved in grade 11, I moved to a distinction in grade 12, right? Not because I'm smart or anything, but because of my hard work, right? So every one of you here is capable of getting those good marks. You just need to be serious, you just need to be dedicated, you just need to just act, you know. Yeah, you might be wondering, okay, trust and what is it exactly, right? Is there any of you who knows what trust and is? You don't know. Okay. Basically trust it's or actuaries are people who make financial sense of the future. They make people understand the future, but like in a financial way, right? So it's more like we work in insurance companies, banks, where they are raised like for example, if you have a car, right? You don't know what tomorrow will happen to that car, right? It might get an accident, it might be stolen, it might be involved in an accident or anything, right? So you would want to insure it, to protect it in case that when that car is involved in an accident, you have an insurance to replace it, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So basically, we have insurance in banks, in investment, in a whole lot of stuff. So what you need to do today, then you might think it's impossible, but it's possible. I moved from 26%. You need to get a distinction in physics, mathematics, and English, and that's all you need. Good luck, guys.
Okay, guys, we are done for today, and we wish you everything of the best with your exams, your prelim, your final examinations, and some of us will not speak because some of you have to write a test. I I hope you're prepared. It's the preparation for your final examinations. Don't forget to use past papers as something that will help you get those distinctions. Because you can have them, you can get them, it's doable and it's possible. Thank you very much.